So, confession time. Every time I watch the song Magic Inside of You from the My Little Pony episode The Main Attraction, I tear up. Those who know me closest know that that is an achievement in itself. I'm not normally a crier. I've cried at like one other film in my entire life. So, how does this song rank up there with the climax of Inside Out? Let me try and articulate it. First off, I need to talk about the original build-up to the song. So if you haven't seen the episode The Main Attraction, probably watch that first. It's great. And then watch this video. I'll wait. Okay, so you watched it. In The Main Attraction, we are very early on introduced to Countess Coloratura, aka Rara, and get to see her average performance. It's a short but bombastic routine that throws every trick in the book at you to keep the audience oohing and aahing. In addition to that, the lyrics are all about how great the Countess is. However, if you look a little closer, you'll notice that very little of the singer's talent actually gets through in the performance. Most of it is distracted from by the laser light shows and dancing. The Countess's voice is put through an electronic filter, and her solo is straight up auto-tuned. That isn't to say the performance wasn't enjoyable, but it does very purposefully come across as artificial and shallow. We soon learn that the Countess's agent was responsible for all of these effects, and he isn't shy about saying that it's thanks to all of those things that the performance was as good as it was. It soon becomes evident that Rara has become dependent on all the fancy trappings of the stage, and never really performs as herself anymore. Over the course of the episode, Rara becomes aware that her agent is abusing his power as her representative. When she confronts him about it, he makes it clear that, without his help, she's just another pony. He's everything, and she's nothing. He storms off in a huff, confident that she'll come crawling back once her fame is gone. The Countess really takes it hard. Now she has no special effects to hide behind. It's just going to be her in front of everyone else. She's not special. How can an ordinary pony with no laser lights and fog machines do what the Countess does? Of course, then Applejack comes in with a hearty "be yourself and you'll be fine" speech, and she gains a little confidence. When Coloratura comes on stage, her clothing is strikingly unadorned. She no longer has her veil or sparkly sequins. Her mane is still fancy, but simple now, like a step between Applejack and Rarity. She then introduces herself as Rara, and says, "This song may be familiar, and yet it's totally different." And then the song starts. Instead of the electronic beats, Rara starts playing the song herself on the piano. Even when more musicians do come in, nothing is electronic. Instead, there's an orchestra behind the curtain, and everything is kept almost reverent. It's worth saying this song is sung by Lena Hall, who does an excellent job, and this number really shows the extent of her vocal range. First off, I'd like to talk about the parallels and contrasts between this and the earlier song. Rather than glorifying in bells and whistles and laser light, this song says, "There's more to me than glitz and glam." Like Rara is shedding it in favor of something new. The original song says, "Not just a pony, I am the Countess." But in stark contrast, the new song says, "I am just a pony. I make mistakes from time to time." The lyrics of the chorus are saying that the singer is ordinary. In fact, as if to illustrate the point, Lena Hall's voice breaks repeatedly as she sings it. But in contrast, the music itself is triumphant and celebratory. Then the second verse comes in and says things like, "I hear my voice so clearly, and I know that it is right." So now we have two seemingly opposing ideas. The first is that Rara is just an ordinary person. who makes all kinds of mistakes and isn't worthy of your worship. Like the agent said, she's just another pony. The second idea is that we are celebrating her accomplishments. The point of the magic inside of you is to say that Rara doesn't need to be perfect to be celebrated. The two ideas merge seamlessly, and then the end of the chorus comes. And let the magic in my heart stay true, as in she should be true to herself, just like the magic inside of you. With these two lines, Rara is compared to us, thereby extending the message from Rara doesn't need to be perfect to be celebrated to you don't need to be perfect to be celebrated. In our modern world, sometimes we get into the habit of placing others on a pedestal. We say to ourselves that we can't do what they do because they're famous and we aren't. Or sometimes we say that we aren't allowed to make mistakes because we're supposed to be the cream of the crop. But both thought processes are destructive and false. We are all just people, or ponies, who all make mistakes from time to time. But that shouldn't stop us from celebrating each other's successes in every way possible. I'm just starting my YouTube career, and sometimes I get in the habit of thinking that I can't ever do what Lightning Bliss or Silver Quill or Dr. Wolf can do. I'm not creative enough, or I'm not skilled enough at editing or drawing or writing. But most of all, they're horse famous, and I'm not. This song helps me to remember that all of my idols are flawed too. We don't celebrate them because they're perfect. We celebrate them because they try their best to entertain us and express themselves in their own flawed yet perfect way. And I can too, and so can you. And that is why Magic Inside of You is the best My Little Pony song ever.